Okay, perfect. You can shut that door. Woo! Okay, guys. Welcome here. All right, perfect. Thank you, Sydney. I see you on. Okay, they're building now. Sorry about that, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to take off my mask. I wonder if my Topo Chico's in here. Is it behind? Okay, good. I'll give you all a second. I apologize for the delay. I was having some major issues here, and I'm on Katie's computer. For some reason, it wanted to do a streaming preview, and it didn't want me to go live. So I'm going to have to check that out on my next one. Y'all doing good, everybody? Oh, thank you so much. You know, I shampooed my hair because I've got this regrowth, and I was a little later to the office than I wanted to be because the way I rolled my hair from the shampoo last night, sleeping on wet hair, it looked a mess, and I rolled it too tight. So when I rolled it too tight, I ended up having to do this little thing again. So I've been wearing a bun to conceal some of my regrowth issues that I've got. So one of these days I'll get a little highlight. I see Miss Molly on there. How are y'all doing, everybody? Everybody get some good sleep? I hope so. We have made some amazing progress on our chapter. I am thrilled to see y'all doing so well and learning. And just remember, every time you log on, you are one step closer to the goal. That little store next door to the South School called Uptown Cheapskate. I'd gotten these earrings there. Aren't they fun? They're so fun. Y'all need to pop in there sometime and shoulder length hair and refuses to cut it. It's kind of funny. Yes, I love Uptown. Ooh, the South School students and the South School teachers will tell you, I pop in there on about every day, 20 minutes, and I find me some bargains. In fact, I think I got this shirt there. It's kind of one of those shiny little cool tops. Yes, I just love it. I love it. You can find the cutest, neatest stuff. I'm looking to see if we successfully got one of our newer students online. Her name is Ashley, and I'm going to check real quick in the chat. So I'm going to do a little scrolling real quick and see if she was successful. Okay, Katie said she hadn't seen her yet, so I'm hoping that she's, you know how it goes. Oh, I love those emojis. I'm ready to get my emoji up this morning. Let me get mine going. Ooh, emojis. Let me pick out something cute. Get this morning rolling. Our morning motivation.
She's right there.
Oh, you found her?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Dog Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, yeah, the Jitsu girl. Perfect. With Jessica. Y'all know Jessica Booker. That's Ashley, our newest student. That's her good friend. And we love Miss Jessica. Shout out to Jessica, who okay, got it. Husband's account. Perfect. All right. Well, I'm glad that you made it on. Looking forward to that. I'm going to give y'all a few announcements here in a few minutes first before we get started. Now, Ashley, we have dove into a lot of terms and stuff. So you just sit back and enjoy the show, and you'll roll through these notes again since you're popping in midway stream. We've covered so much ground. I think everyone would agree. And y'all have done fabulous. I love y'all's assignments that you're turning in to me, doing so good. I'm going to make sure Miss Ashley understands what we're doing on that. Ashley is a doggy groomer, so my dogs go to a dog groomer, and I just love seeing my pups get all nice and clean. They get to go on Saturday. Yay. I love it because they've got really long hair. I've got Shih Tzus that are, one is a Havanese and one is a Shih Tzu Havanese, and their hair is kind of parted down the middle and long, and one of them is wavy. So anyway, let's see. I have a question about June. Yes, we are going to talk about that. Just want to make sure I got everybody kind of clocked in first and make sure that I am not doing well on my little emojis here. I'm just not fast. This is what happens when you're almost 50 years old. Guys, I got to stay in the groove. That's why, let's see here. Oh, this one's cute. This one's going to be for Miss Ashley. Yay! That one's fun. Oh, I like the coffee and the note taking. That's so cute. I see Miss Lilla is on board. Good. Okay, so let's have a couple little talking points first. We've got 31 online, so that's probably about where we are. And as long as I've got the newest people on so they can hear the most. Oh, good. There's Felice. Okay, perfect. And Sophia, good to see you, girl. Oh, thank you. I just was telling everybody, Uptown Cheapskate, $6. Love a good deal. I love good deals. Oh, hate paying full price for anything. So thank you. In fact, I still go with an Igloo and not a Yeti because the Yeti's too expensive. Those Yeti coolers are way too expensive, and the Igloos are ice cold and keep it icier. So it's just my opinion. I'm kind of cheap, but I love a good deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk real quick about first of all, let me say this so I don't confuse everyone. Ashley, newest people, and some of you are may still be sending my email your assignments. Make sure that you are sending all assignments that are required for each day at the end of the day, and those assignments are going to go to BBS Distance Learning at, hold on, let me find there we go. I'm on a different laptop. Learning@gmail.com. So all of the assignments, please send them at one time, 5 o'clock. Or let's say, for example, you're just going to be online from 9 to noon. Well, just turn in everything that you're going to turn in. You can turn it in at noon if you want. Or if you're going to complete the whole day, turn in all the assignments in one bulk email. Then we don't have all these split up emails driving us crazy doing the roll call. Okay. So does that help? So I want to make sure. Oh, that's okay, Mallory. I enjoy actually looking at it. Y'all's work has been incredible. Melina, I saw yours and I saw Mallory's. There's been Christy Aceveda. Great work. I love seeing it. And but I do, so it's no problem. I just want to make sure that you were, oh, no problem, Sam. Just want to make sure that y'all know to send all the assignments. So Ashley, each day that you're online, you're going to send any assignments and all assignments that you want to participate within the day to by 5 o'clock to the BBS Distance Learning at gmail.com. And then that's how we do the roll call for the assignment hours. So we've got this 1 hour from 9 to 10. And typically I get started right away. I don't try to waste any time so that if we want to hustle on with our day, we can. So another thing, let's talk about for a second. I also have another new student starting, but she's a esthetician, so it really didn't pertain to her. So let's talk about hair cutting. Next, at my South campus, the next 2 weeks, starting next week, I will be at the South location teaching physically in the building. I will be teaching hair cutting. Maybe not the entire duration of hair cutting, but most certainly the first week to all people who need to take hair cutting physically. Yeah, bring a pen. And I'm going to be in the building teaching haircutting to cosmetology students at the South location for 2 weeks. After that, it switches and I teach haircutting at the North location for 2 weeks. So I need to post you that schedule so that you can pick and choose which weeks that you want to attend the building. Now, if I were you, I would break up the monotony and try to get in and get this haircutting portion behind you so that you can start practicing haircuts at home when you're distance learning, so that you can get the haircutting behind you. Remember, those of you who are in a 1,000-hour cosmetology program, you've got very little time to get your talent really sharp. So if you take your haircutting now and then you hop on distance learning, and then the haircutting circles back around again in 8 weeks, you might say, oh gosh, I need that again. Well, we need you to be able to retake haircutting again if you weren't very good, because we only have that 1,000-hour period to get that going. Does that make sense? Let me hear some shout outs. So if you can attend the South campus, if you're a South student in cosmetology and you can attend haircutting, then please go and get the haircutting experience done. Try to come to 2 full weeks, or at least the 1 full week. And then if you can't the following week, we understand. You may have daycare situations. You may have job situations. If you just come from 8 in the morning until 2:30, that's fine. We sort of stop and slow down after about 3 o'clock. So if you need to leave, you can leave. It's okay. Lauren G, you could come to North Campus in a couple of weeks, and I can field trip those hours under a field trip category. Same with you, Amy Skanes. Amy, if you want to go ahead and join me next week at the South School, I can field trip those hours for you. That would be fine. It does make it a little confusing on roll call and all that stuff, but we can work it out. Yes, Sophia, you just stay home and continue on with your online learning. You haven't participated as much on online learning, so I think you are just fine to stay home and take care of yourself and etc. So if you want to, if you plan on coming to get that haircutting experience, older hairdressers who have been through haircutting, if you are just lacking that experience, it was really strange for our people in the building to get back on that horse and start doing it again. It felt very weird for them to be gone and such, and then and really have to just come back here and but once we got that ball rolling, it's really been working out good. The main thing is, please don't just give me 1 day of hair cutting and then go home and do distance learning. We need that full week. So Ashley and brand new people especially, our building attendance is 4 days a week. You can get a clock hour, 30 minutes extra by showing up at 8 o'clock, punch in when our staff arrives. So that gives you 30 more minutes. Traffic has been amazing. So right now is the time to do your travel, get your travel in and out during the summer months when those high schools and those colleges are out and the traffic is so much easier. So if you can come in and get that hair cutting beyond you and then have another opportunity in 8 weeks to do it again, you could certainly do that. Field trip means that the TDLR allows me to give you X amount of hours in each individualized program to allow you to clock hours at the opposite campus. Now, that doesn't mean you get to do that forever. It just means that you get a percentage. Now, that percentage changes and has changed, but so I don't want to quote while I'm being taped right now on exactly how many hours those are, but it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 70 hours. So no problem, Hannah. You didn't miss anything because you have been a regular student for some time now. So we've been going over some of the new stuff, clarifying some things for people. So I did order an abundance of hair shears. And I think Lindy Thornton, I don't know if she's on here this morning. I haven't scrolled up. She had a question to Kimberly about her supplies. I have all of your boxed up materials, which is all of your mannequins, including your male mannequin, your scissors, your razor, your comb, your clippies, your water bottle. Everything is in a box, and I'm hoping I have enough for everyone. I know Jessica Cardenas wants to do it. So if you could, I'm sorry, so it's 1 week of haircut. No, it is 2 weeks still, Connie, back to back. So it's still 2 weeks. And if you have been through haircutting and you need an extra mannequin for me to provide for you by June 2nd at the South Campus, that's a Tuesday, then please notify me and let me know. I did order, an influx of material so that everyone that wanted to participate could. It'll be a smaller class of people cutting for the very first time, so that'll be nice. Great, Ashley, glad to hear. And it'll be wonderful because you can start giving haircuts to your family, your friends, and you can start practicing. You can order more mannequins at home. We'll talk about how maybe you could get a tripod and you can buy more mannequins. So while you're doing distance learning, you don't have to wait 8 full weeks. And then if you want a second round of that, you're going to have that 1,000-hour increment time to do it again. I'm actually having my daughter do it again because she was maybe not quite as confident as some of my students in the past, and she really needs it. She had just graduated high school in December this past year, and I'm making her redo it. So I will be there to do that. You will have a different online teacher, probably Jeremy or Molly, for the next chapter that we're going to encounter, which will be ecology, back to the 8-week rotation again. So we just rotate these 8-week distance learning chapters until everyone's gotten them and gotten their accrued hours that are allowable by TDLR, and then we call you back to the building for the practical portion. Yes, so Stephanie, every 8 weeks, we rotate those haircutting classes, so it takes 8-week rotation. So if you can come, please text me or email and say, Wendi, I am going to see you Tuesday at the South Campus for haircutting, and I will make sure that I am waiting on you and ready. If you're running late, I can wait on you a few minutes, please. Missing any fundamental of haircutting one day, as my students who have been through haircutting before, they'll tell you it's a nightmare, and you can't even, if you don't do one day, you can't do the next. And I know some of you online can validate that for me. So those of you who've done hair cutting before, if you want to do it a second time, or you just want to participate one time with a blue snap cap, great. Come on into the class, participate a little bit, get your hands on. We've got you nice and spaced out. Yes, Sam, I have ordered your supplies. So you are good. And so you're good with that. I've got tons of materials that I will have for you. And let's see. I think that covers all of it. Hopefully it's not too confusing. Oh, mannequin head. Sydney, can I come up and do it again? Yes, you sure could. There's tables spaced out 6 feet apart for the 2 people, for other people who want to sit and observe that again. So building attendance, you can do that. You've got an allotment of about 278, 288 distance learning hours that all of you can do. So when that time is run out, then get that traffic, get in now before that traffic gets heavy, so you're not fighting traffic, and get those, because boy, the commute has been amazing. Mallory says, I want to do it, but I need to find a sitter for those 2 weeks. So Mallory, since you are a North Campus student, it'll be 2 weeks after the South Campus, because I can't physically teach at 2 places at one time. So oh, and Valeria, on the supplies for the new nail techs, I think we just got them all in the office, actually. I'll address that with you at the 12 o'clock hour. Back to you, Mallory. I will let you know those dates. In fact, I have a calendar right here. Hold on. June 2nd is South. So Mallory, it'll be the 16th. The 16th of June will be the start of your hair cutting. So if you can arrange a sitter, that would be great. If my daughter lived close, I'd let her come sit your babies for you. I don't know how many babies you have, but I know that you live on the other side of Georgetown. So, okay. And Mallory, you could come from, like, if you got here at 8, you can get those hours, and you could leave at 2:30 if you want to come part-time. I just need you in that morning time, because about 2:30, your brain is fried on haircutting. You're like, oh, I can't drink any more information. So, and yes, we will let you know on your kits. Kits for everyone is going to be a very different situation. So let me just go ahead and address that real quick. Cosmetology kits. because they are bulkier and bigger, and it's not like a $600 supply kit. We're talking, I think it's 1,800 plus tax. It makes it $200 more tax. I know tax is $200 more. You can tell I don't do much admin. If anyone is on a Pell Grant or a student loan, Baldwin Beauty Schools does not get paid until you have reached a section of hours. So if I give you $1,000 or $1,500 or $1,900 kit, and you don't show back up and you text me and you say, this is not working for me and I'm just going to quit, well, then you're going to want to return that kit and I'm not going to be able to return it. And your funds have already paid it. So you have to pay for that up front in order to get all those materials. And that's what Randy needs to start explaining to y'all during the enrollment process, because I keep getting all these kit questions. And if you're on a Pell Grant and you haven't paid anything, then free materials can't go to you yet, because I can't be certain. In my 30 years of doing this, I've had people who are in school 1 day, 2 days, and some of you who are online with me, you can vouch for that. They'll be here 1 or 2 days and I never see them ever again, and they took off with a kit. So I hope that makes sense to you. So every single person is, I've got some people who pay up front and they get a discount for paying up front. We order that kit immediately. It goes straight to them because they have paid with their money from their checkbook. And then we have people who are waiting on the government funds. So I hope that makes sense. And so Randy will address that with you, but we are keeping a running kit list. But please, you're never bugging me. You can always say, hey, Wendi, what about my kit? You're never bugging me, because sometimes we, in the rush of things, we kind of forget, and we get tied up with other things. And it's just, so. Okay, so I will look back through this chat and make some notations of those of you who do need some clarification on your kit stuff. And okay, and on those dates, very good. Mother-in-laws are great, perfect. I think knocking it out, you'll feel real good about that, and you'll have some confidence and some practical hands-on. Then you can go back to distance learning and get some theory hours. So those hours are put into TDLR into different segues to control how many you're getting on distance learning and how many you're getting on the other. No problem, Vicki. This particular morning, we spent most of this time talking about just new stuff and freshening up any clarification. So because you've been through this before, you're good. All right. So Ashley, one more thing. If you want to create for 2 hours, if you want to create one of these, this is a little project for 2 extra hours. If you want to create something or you have time, you can create this and show me a picture on bbsdistancelearning.com of what you've created. This is one here, and it's basically layers of the skin and the namings of their parts. And if you are interested in doing that, send me an email and I will send you some pictures of different parts of the skin. But you have actually missed quite a bit on this, so don't feel pressured to do it. But if you want 2 extra hours of a project, it needs to look like 2 hours of work. And you can do it on poster board. You can do it with rubber cement. You can use rice and yarn and straws and candy to create it for the different layers of the skin and everything. Okay, so here we go. We're at 23 minutes. We're going to end at 9. And what I want to tell you is I'm going to be very nice to you guys because I love y'all. And I'm going to, occasionally I'm going to throw y'all a bone. So this is going to be your assignment right here for the 10 to 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you the 1 to 2. So if you're at home right now and it's a great time, then you can just knock these out. It's basically watching a couple of YouTubes on what we've been studying. The email is Yaritza. It is BBS, like Baldwin Beauty School, BBS, distance learning @gmail.com. So, Ashley, these 2 assignments will be turned in at 5 o'clock if you're staying up till 5 o'clock, or if you're stopping at a certain time, you turn in what you can, and then you're given those clock hour credits for the assignment. So you've got we're live right now, 9 to 10, and then here we are, 10 to 11 assignments going to your email box. You can complete that assignment. And if you want to start on the, after I teach from 12 to 1, you can start on the 1 to 2 assignment. That will knock out 2 assignments really, really quick. And you can get those 2 done instead of waiting to know what the second one is, because both assignments are watching a short little YouTube video, and it will reinforce what we've been learning. Okay, so here we go. All we're going to do for this next 15 to 20 minutes is we are going to go, let's see. Oh, here we go. Yesterday, I gave you some a little bit tougher terms that, oh, wait, we got to do the nail structures. Whew, that's right. Okay, hold on. You got your little labeling papers that you, yesterday, you had to draw for me the images of the nail. So it looked like these. And so you drew them for me. And now we need to label those so that we understand. So we had these 3 images right here, as you can see. And boy, is it warm in here, guys. I don't know if they have not gotten the AC on for me. Hold on. Gracie has a nice little fan up, but I bet that sound is going to bother y'all's mic. So I'm going to turn it down. Hopefully that is not making, if it's making too much noise, just tell me. I don't know if y'all can hear that little fan rotating on the mic. Might be picking up the sound. Okay. All right. So this first, so image 1 looked like this. Ashley, don't worry about this. Just take the ride. Okay. So in image number 1, when we look at the image of number 1, we see that number 1 is the free edge. This is the portion of the nail that extends past the fingertip. So underneath your free edge, or Ashley, if you want to, write down the word free edge and then hyphenate it and then put a small short definition. So free edge. So free edge is the portion of the nail. And if I've got, let's see, portion of nail that extends past the fingertip. So all of you should be smart enough to know that the free edge has no blood vessels and no nerves, because when we use a clipper on it, it's going to clip. So you would never want to, on a multiple choice test, say that the free edge has any blood vessels and nerves. It doesn't hurt to clip the free edge off. Our second description here, it's our nail plate. So the outside right here of the part that we polish from the base of the nail to the tip of the free edge, that is called the nail plate, and that's number 2. Next to the word nail plate, I need you to also make sure that you write down nail body. At State Board, the test will sometimes say nail body, and sometimes it will say nail plate. Those are 2 terms for one structure. So nail plate and nail body. The third structure right here is lanula, and that is L-U-N-U-L-A. And the lanula is the half moon. Oop, I put moon, half moon shape at the base of the nail, where there is a reflection of light between joining tissues. Now remember, you're keeping a notebook with all of this written material. This portion that you're writing is not turned into me today. Only the YouTube assignment. So you're not turning in these notes. You are simply writing them down, compiling it so that you can study and you can be a wonderful student. Okay. Our number 4, cuticle. So that number 4 down at the base of the nail is the cuticle. The cuticle is simply skin that is sometimes confused by the term eponychium. I just put it in the chat box if you're having a hard time jotting that down, because you know I've been typing everything for you and I failed to type this on paper for you. So I'm going to chat it today. So remember, the cuticle is sometimes called the eponychium, and that is the skin that surrounds down there at the base of the nail. When you go to the nail salons or you're with a nail technician, I love getting mine. That's okay. Jessica, I went over a lot of different you didn't miss any notes really. I just started. We had a lot of talking points about June 2nd and things like that. I know that you are planning on doing the hair cutting because you told me you would. I just so sorry, I cannot remember which campus that you're attending. So I love getting that nipped. I have so much accumulated cuticle and skin that it just bothers me, and I want it clean. It's like a little picture frame around there, and I just love it real crisp and clean. And I have an overgrowth of it. It feels like. Okay, number 5. Number 5 is the word mantle. So the mantle. It's a structure at the base of the nail that is lodged in with the matrix. So it's a support structure basically, and that is all the information that we have on this word mantle. And if you look at your image that you created for me, it's way down here under the skin. We don't really do anything with it. It's just a structure that's way down here underneath, embedded under the dermis layer in the muscle. Number 6, the hyponychium. I'm going to spell it for you in the chat box. Periannicium. Now, sometimes when you get a splinter or you poke your finger below the free edge underneath the skin right there, it's like a big ouchie, and it's like, ooh, and it kind of just stings real bad. That's that skin right under the free edge. Or sometimes the nail loosens up, onychosis, the loosening of the nail. Sometimes it loosens up right there and raises that skin, and it's kind of sore underneath there. Sometimes a business card might get up underneath there and just. So that is the skin under the free edge of the nail. So that's the notes that you're writing either on your paper or in your notebook. And then we have number 7 right over here. Number 7 is the nail grooves. Now, what's not written down on this illustration is that the nail grooves are also called tracks. So just think of it as a railroad train, and the tracks are going. The nail is just keeping nice and straight and not wobbly and going off to the side. It's keeping straight due to those grooves, also known as tracks. And we don't know at the state board if they're going to call it a track or if they're going to call it a groove. We have no idea. So unfortunately, we have to know both. So that is the structure that allows the nail to move as it grows. I know, and it's really just because we're like, Lauren, have you ever gotten into the washing machine and maybe you raised it up too much? It's attached to the nail bed, and it just pulls those spiny little epithelial layers that attach that plate, which is also called the body. And when it attaches those guys right there, that separation is just a little ouchy, and I hate it. Okay, then we also have over here the nail wall. So that's the skin here on the side. This is our finger. It's on the side of the skin, of the finger, actually. So nail walls. Oops, whales. And that's the skin of the sides of the finger, not skin that is nipped with nippers. Okay, we don't nip over here and trim over here on the side of the. Now, state board likes to call it another thing. Nail technicians, ears up. Nail, when I say walls, are also called, I'm going to put AKA, nail folds. Good grief. Why can't they call it one thing? Story of my life. Okay. So Nail walls are also called nail grooves. So on that written material, guys, you got to start memorizing all of this stuff. And that's why coming to the school occasionally and doing practical and getting off distance learning one week after the next is really good, because I don't know about some of you distance learning. Man, it's hard to sit behind this camera and watch this theory all the time, but y'all are doing a great job. So just keep going. So if you can have a break from distance learning, do so, just for your own, like, mentalness, do something different. No problem, Kelsey. You may even be in the building, and if you are, I'll show you what we got here. Or you can just roll this video back. Okay, what are we on? We're on number 9, nail bed. And Kelsey, we are on image 1 from yesterday that you drew, and we're filling out number 9, nail bed. Now, this is where you want to use that common sense. We said that the free edge that we trim off and we nip with a nipper or we file, that doesn't hurt, has no blood vessels, no nerves. But right underneath that nail plate, also called nail body, is the bed. And that is live living tissue. Okay, so the nail bed is live tissue that the body, also known as the plate, rests upon. Okay, so question, are there blood vessels and nerves in the nail bed? Of course there are, because it's living. There are blood vessels and nerves present in the bed. Sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? Okay. Last structure on image 1. Matrix. The matrix is the mother of the nail. The reproduction of the nail. If we injure this matrix, we will have permanent damage. The nail could grow wavy. It might not ever grow. If it's damaged too bad, it just has atrophy where it wastes away and gets thinner and thinner. It can suffer greatly with damage to the matrix. So it's kind of like the papilla. We talked about the papillae and the papilla at the base of the root of the hair follicle. Well, when that's shattered and destroyed, hair doesn't grow. So with this matrix down here at the base, we slam our finger into a car, or we accidentally hit it with a hammer or something like that. If it's damaged, the nail will have irregularity. It won't have a smooth appearance, or it can have permanent damage. Okay, so we're going to do that. All we're doing is like we did with the skin. We're going to repeat. How can the matrix become damaged? Yeah, just through injury. Just simply by slamming it. Yes, any daily activity. Exactly. The saddest story, this Georgia teacher I saw in the news, Randy was sitting having some coffee and reading the news. Georgia teacher, nice little family, was out with lots of children on a water slide. And she was sliding down this water slide at a theme park, little inflatable. And I don't know if it's a theme park, but it looked like it was kind of a theme park thing. And she collided with another child just the wrong way. And she's paralyzed from the chest down now. And I saw Randy sitting at the computer praying this morning after reading that. And I said, what are you reading? And just the saddest thing. So injury, like you just said, Lauren, is what made me think of it, is that any daily activity can damage it. So any daily activity, I mean, our bodies, we've been talking about our bodies and how we're just so complex, and there's so many wonderful things and intricacies about our body, but we also take it for granted also how fragile we can be. So just these injuries to our nails. My dad lost he was cutting the grass with a riding lawnmower and put his hand up under the lawnmower thinking that the engine was off, and that blade cut the tip of his ring finger off right here. He carried the the tip, got in the car and drove himself 40 minutes to the hospital. and they couldn't attach it back again. But again, these things, things just really happen so quickly. So we have to always be careful and aware, and watch out for little kids. One of my students, her little girl's fingers got caught in the door when she was 2 at the daycare, and that little tip got cut off. And little 2-year-old. So just very, very important that we stay aware all the time. So image number 2, it looks like this right here. And y'all had to draw that for me. I know I'm making y'all artists. Now remember, I told you, when you're doing your artwork, you can lay a white piece of paper over a computer screen, and that light shining through is kind of like light bright. You can just trace it, and it makes it a little easier. So by you drawing these pictures, it's showing me that you're spending that hour time learning and doing it yourself. You're not just printing it, which I know would be easier, but it wouldn't equate to an hour. So you got to draw if you want the time. Okay. So did I number these for y'all? Because I don't have them numbered on my sheet. I hope I did. If I did, the one here on the top left would be number 1. And that, again, is just repeat it again. Oh, gosh, Lauren. Nail body. What's another term for the nail body? Let me see some response there. So TVLR sees that you are participating. I was reading my guidelines on it last night in bed at 12:30, and all these requirements of me. So what is another term for the nail body? Good. Nail plate. Perfect. Nail plate. So plate and body mean the same thing on your written exam. We don't know which term they're going to throw at you. Perfect. Our next one is, the second one is that reflection of light between joining tissues. So we have these joining tissues of structures underneath that bed that's coming together. And what is that? So in our second one, what would that one be? It's the half moon shape at the base of the nail, and that is known as lanula. Good. And we can remember that because I think the Spanish word for lanula is luna, for moon. So that's a good way to remember it. And then our third one. This could be 2 different answers on the third one. On the third one, some people might answer cuticle or eponychium. So eponychium or cuticle. Those 2 have been interchangeable. But I will tell you that a lot of people prefer to call it the cuticle. A lot of people prefer to call the cuticle the skin that we're going to nip, and that the eponychium is more of the fold that goes around the skin where it rounds over the nail plate. So that's my understanding on that, and it can be quite confusing. So cuticle or eponychium. Now, to the right of your image on image 2, you have the another structure right over here, and this one was really probably difficult for you to see. It's the nail bed, because it's showing you a 3D version of under that nail plate or body. So the nail bed, it would be number 4 if I did list it. Nail bed. Now the nail bed, fortunately, doesn't have another term, thankfully, but it are blood vessels and nerves present in the nail bed. So if we do have fungus, or the fingernail does fall off due to injury and a new one grows back, that bed is actually exposed. Okay. And I don't like to say this word. I never have. I'm a real modest person, so I'm going to type it. Any kind of words according to the anatomy of the body or anything, I just blush. So I'm just going to write this down so that if you see it on a test. So in the bed, we have that. Now y'all can put your LOLs. We have that spiny texture, kind of like a horny toad, and it attaches and mends that plate in that body to the top of the tissue, is mending it and pulling it and growing it, and that loosening up. So when that falls off, I know, y'all, I just can't. I get so embarrassed. I'm just so modest. My children have never heard the name of their body parts, if you know what I mean. I've never even said the word to either one of them. I don't want to use the word. I can't do it. Now, the next structure underneath the skin, we also still have another one, and that 5th one is the root. So we still have a root, but along the root is the root. So the root, the mantle, and the matrix are all responsible for the growth. I put growth, the growth and health of the nail. Okay. Where'd the other picture go? Okay, there we go. Okay, just more reiteration and more boom, 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 planting it right here, getting it right here. So we got image 3 that you drew on your nice little paper for me, the diagram of the nail structures. Okay, I think I numbered it. I hope I numbered it. I'm almost positive I did, but not on my paper, I didn't. Okay, so if it's on the left, the top left, you already know where the free edge is. That's our free edge again. It has no other term. Free edge, that's it. We polish, we paint, we nip, we cut, and we trim, and we file. The second one, nail plate, also called body. So put both on that image that you're taking notes on so that you, again, throw it right here, put it in the brain, make it stick. Nail plate, nail body. Because the goal here, if you don't know, I have had in people online with me who have been my student for a while. Can y'all please let people know? Don't take the written for granted. It can be difficult, and we've had failures, okay? So you cannot be taking it for granted. You have to dictate everything that I'm putting down for you so that you're well prepared. That test is, I think, $55, and rescheduling for that test is not any fun, and you don't want to keep paying it. And I have had one person take it 14 times. And I can see, I'm the only one who can see. I never share your information, but I can see what score you get. I can see if you don't show up for that test, it'll say no show. It will tell me what grade you got. So some people come back going, oh, I got a 90. I'm like, no, you didn't. So, so don't try to pull a fast one on me. If you're having trouble on the exam, you need to be honest and let me help you and guide you on how to get there. So don't take all this for granted that I'm going over with you, because if you're not a good test taker, or you have dyslexia, or you have memorization doesn't come easy for you, then you need to get going. So for $50, thank you, honey bunny. Okay, our third structure right over here, the third one, hopefully it's number 3. We have now it's pointing, this is where it gets confusing. Look at number 3, and then I'm gonna go to, let's see, this would be 3. What is that picture going to? Oh, there's not a line for one of these. Huh. Okay, so the first one's free edge. The second one is nail plate or body. The third one is the fold. So that's at side walls of the skin. So also write the word nail fold or wall. Nail fold and nail wall. Okay. Now, the reason why there's an extra, is there a little extra blank that goes to the left of that box for nail fold? If there is, I want to discuss another one right now. It is the periannicium. Periannicium. Okay, the periannicium is also the cuticle or the skin around there. Epinicium and periannicium is the skin. Periannicium, just think perimeter, periannicium. That's how you can remember it. It's the skin that surrounds the nail all the way around. The epinicium is the skin down at the base of the nail. Hyponychium is under the fingertip. So hyponychium, periannicium, epinicium. So there's 3 types of folds of skin. So it's pointing to the nail fold, but it's also letting you know that a fold or a wall could also be, thank you, Emily, that it could be the periannicium. So what I want you to do, if you look at my screen, these 2 right here, this one right here and this one, these 2 are the same, where Lanula is not the same as periannicium. So let's just draw an arrow combining these 2 together. So nail fold, and then to the left below nail fold is periannicium, which I've written in the chat box for you. Those are kind of the same. And then what is one more word? Oh, here we go. Wall. So wall, periannicium, and nail fold, all kind of the same thing. Isn't that fun? They love to confuse our industry. Okay, and then we've got that arrow that's pointing to that reflection of light between joining tissues, and that is lanula. That's an easy one. Oh, and then here we go again. Look what they do on this diagram. And the reason why I gave you too many diagrams is so you could see I'm not crazy. These people are crazy. They confuse us. So if you look at the image, my structure shows that this is eponychium and this is cuticle. Remember I said they're sort of interchangeable? Don't let this be too much of a fear factor. I don't see those questions being too difficult to answer on the board because they're not going to put the two in the same. So if you see eponychium and cuticle on there, and that's the answer for the skin that's down at the base of the nail, that's the cuticle, that's the eponychium. It's going to be one or the other. They're not going to put both on there. So the first one in the skinny box is eponychium, Eponychium, and below that is pointing to the cuticle. So the eponychium is really that skin that rolls over the nail plate that makes it a nice clean edge, but the cuticle grows sort of on that nail plate, and it's that dead skin that we're nipping off. So cuticle is going to be in the fatter box, the wider box, okay? Now, let's see if y'all can get the top right image. Let me see some chat history here, or let me see some chatting going on. What is that top right one? Looks like it could be nail bed, but not quite if you really look at it, because the nail bed is going to be a little further down. There you go, Emily. Hyponychium. Good, Kira. Chloe, good. That's the hyponychium. That's that skin. Now, we're not nipping that skin. Do some of you ever get on the top of your toe this real thick skin? If you have short toenails, you get this thick skin that looks real dry, and you actually just peel it off or you nip that off. You ever get that? I do. It's like thickened skin, and we call that onychosis. So that's that. Yeah, me too. And I just want to peel it off, and then I have to lotion it down because then it looks rough and dry. I've got issues with a lot of skin. Okay, y'all too? Good. I'm not the only one. I just like getting that thick skin. I even get the toenail clipper. I clip that actual finger, which is this thickened skin. But that hyponychium, I think it's just kind of coming from that hyponychium. I don't know. We'd have to ask somebody. That's not our job. We just have to know the darn parts. Okay, the next one. Nail grooves or tracks? Nail grooves, tracks. Now remember, on the other side of the picture was the nail fold or the skin. So the groove of the track is showing you a 3D side on the right. On the left of your image, it's showing you a fold that folds around the skin. That's the periannicium. And then, and they also call that a nail fold or a nail wall. Okay, and then down at the bottom, the last one, it's I've got one answer here, but it could be a variety of answers, couldn't it? What could it be right there on the bottom? There's 3 answers it could be. So really, if this were a test, you know, if there was a bad, mean teacher and they said, nope, you didn't get it, well, they would just be mean because there could be 3 answers because there's 3 things going on in that image that could be there. So there really, in my opinion, should be 3 boxes with a number 1, 2, and 3, and not any particular order. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Let me put it right. It's this one. This box right here, I whited out for y'all so you wouldn't be confused. It's this last one right here. So yes, matrix is what it is, but what else could be down there? And what is that word lodged? I want y'all to remember lodged. What is lodged in with the matrix? lodged. Just keep thinking that word lodge when you see that test. So when you have a fireplace and you have something that jets out perpendicular to the fireplace and it's lodged in that fireplace, what is that? Mantle. So I want you to think of lodge, or in a lodge, you might go see a nice warm fireplace with a nice mantle. So I want you to think lodge and mantle. So, and there you go, Lauren. Good. Sam, good. Root. So root, matrix, or lodge could actually be right there. So if you want to write all three down, go for it. So they make that pretty confusing, but it's not paying the bills. So we just have to know a little bit. What's paying the bills is that you do quality work, that you're a quality person, and that you treat people kindly, and that you keep your work area clean, and that you know how to do your procedures, and you put your heart into the love on their skin when you touch. Okay. So we are now sitting at 55 minutes. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and roll call out. Those of you who logged in late, I'm going to give you both assignments for the next 2 hours so that you can work on that right now if there's other things that you want to get done during the day. So if you want to be like a go-getter, you're going to see this in your email box. Read it carefully. And remember, it goes to bbsdistancelearning@gmail.com. Ashley, just do the best you can. You can take a few notes and just log on out. I had fun. And those of you who want to take that hair cutting, send me a text or an email so I make sure I have enough mannequins, because I'll be so sad if I don't have enough mannequins and such for all of y'all. I'm going to quit saying and such if I don't have enough mannequins for all of you. So, all right, I'm going to grab Katie so she can make sure to tally up everyone. And I know Molly was online with me too, but and she's probably taking the roll call over there too. So thank y'all. All right, y'all have a great day. I'll see you all day. I'm still gonna be with you. We got all day together. So we've got 12 o'clock that we will see each other. I'm training another person that's worked with me for 20 years, and we've been best of friends. We're like Lucy and Ethel when we're together. She's going to be here to learn this a little bit so she can help me out and maybe work from home some. So I'm going to teach her at the 12 o'clock hour. So I'll be ready for y'all. Y'all get started on those YouTube assignments. It should go pretty quick. Give me some quality work on that, please. No little scrappy little work. I'm going to see some quality stuff to give you full credit for the hour that you deserve. All right. Happy Thursday to y'all too. And I'm going to leave this on. Don't worry about it. It's just for the purpose of roll call. So I'm going to silence and put you on mute right now. And let I have not sent the email yet. Let me tell Katie to send it. Katie Lou, would you ask her to send the assignment? She may have sent it. Students, check your email box and just make sure, please. I think she did. You don't have the email. Okay. Okay. None of y'all. Oh, okay. She's back in there with the facialist real quick. So make sure y'all get that. No email yet. Okay. Did you send it? Oh, you okay? Because I have your laptop, right? Yeah. But send it to my phone. Okay, she's gonna send it now, and she's also gonna get this roll call done for me, and put it on our timesheets that we have to turn in. So keep holding on. I'm gonna keep the live feed on. I'm gonna put you on mute.